Gary Gensler. He's having a sentimental day. So am I. But let's look at his situation first. Okay, so now we're on Twitter. Okay, let's check out what our boy has to say. Gary's like, my father started and ran a small vending machine bus. He used his payout from World War II to buy used vending machines, fix them up, and build our family bus.
I want to make this very clear. This is the abbreviation of business. I don't know who this cat is. I've never watched any of his videos. Um,
Today, he might have used equity crowdfunding platforms, though my daughters would have set him up with his marketing. Okay, so just before we get started, I need Gary to understand that I'm gonna set him up real quick. I'm gonna set him up real quick with this slap on the back of the head. Stupid. What? Yo, pause. So, dude is talking about a food truck?
no, stupid. I'm sorry. I have no idea who this kid is. He just popped up on my thing before I was gonna make a video, and I was like, "What the fuck did Gary do?" Nothing at all. This dude is just again. This just goes to show you the people. How many fucking subscribers? He's got 2,500 fucking subscribers. This guy's got more subscribers than me and doesn't even know the abbreviation of business. Literally just made himself look like a straight up dumbass in the first minute of a 11-minute video. Like, I'm going to try to make this quick because I've literally spent an hour. I spent an hour making 2 videos already. This is not one that I can do in a couple minutes. I can't, because the entire narrative is about to be changed. The script is about to be flipped, and I need y'all to just remember who I am. I need you to remember what I'm here for. I'm not here to rob you. I'm not here to change your mind for nefarious reasons. I'm not here to fuck with your money or your investment. I am here to help ensure that I can do everything I possibly can to save you and your investment from the likes of ignorance, and popularity and the current narrative in the YouTube community in regards to AMC. Because I saw a Short the VIX video, and it's always the same shit. Always, oh, huge margin calls coming. Oh, this bank's getting liquidated. Oh, this bank's getting liquidated. And never any fucking proof of that. So I watched another one of his videos, and it doesn't really matter what it said, but he was talking about the margin requirements again, which he already made a video on. Literally already made a video on it. Literally already talked about the comment that he did again. He literally made the same fucking video he made yesterday. The same one. Same one, except he threw Citadel into this one. And he was like, well, let's see what Citadel had to say about the comment of the margin requirements being upped. Citadel hasn't had anything to say. As a matter of fact, every time there's been a filing, it's one of the things I've noticed when I go to the comments section. Citadel never has a negative comment or opposition to it directly on the comments page, which is what that's there for. He gave you a comment from some smaller company, Alpine or some shit, that was opposing it. And that rule is, that's who that's going to affect. Significantly affect smaller hedge funds who can't put up 250,000 or 10 million or whatever the requirements are going to be for whatever they want it to be. 10,000, sure. That shit, no. Citadel to 250K ain't shit to any of them at all. That's not going to hurt them in any way, shape, or form. But what old STV did was throw Citadel in there, and then on top of that, this was his comment. This is where he said they had a comment on that filing, which it's not. It's not. This is where he went to and was like, this is what Citadel said. The commission should reconsider the exemption from initial margin requirements for uncleared interdealer security-based swap transactions. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to dissect this later and make a video on it. Again, I'm trying to keep this short because the first video was 33 minutes long. The second video was 26 minutes long. Um, First thing I want to say is when I came into this thing back in March and April, I was told by YouTubers that Ken Griffin and Citadel were my enemy. That's who told me. There was no evidence of that, nothing. Yes, they were on a list of short sellers along with many others who, honestly, what they did was a very smart business move. It was. If not for us, we were an unforeseen factor. If we did not show up, every one of them that was doing that made a genius fucking play. Genius play. It was genius. AMC, since Adam Aron's been there, he was brought in to try to save the company. In his 5 years there, he has not done that. The company has regressed. It has gotten worse and worse and worse year after year, even pre-pandemic. It was on its way to the shitter because he's an older dude who didn't connect, doesn't connect. Now he has. He's been forced to with the younger generation and people who could tell him what he needed to do, like we have. And now he actually does have an opportunity to save this company. He really does. There's a very good chance, like I said, that Adam Aron knew this company was done. It was tanking, streaming was taking over, and there was no way he could possibly save it, not with methods that he thought of. And this whole thing could have been a setup from the get-go. Yeah, guys, just short it into fucking bankruptcy, declare bankruptcy, it'll be a write-off, and everyone get paid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. There's no saving it. And lo and behold, we come along. Or Adam Aron being, pretty smart marketing genius for the most part, and then good at saving companies, realized that while these guys were shorting it into bankruptcy and shit, that maybe some people had taken hold of it or started buying into it, and maybe he saw, the GME connection and came up with a scheme or a plan to be like, holy shit, you know what? Fuck these guys. Fuck bankrupting this. I'm going to push a GameStop short squeeze narrative. I'm going to get some YouTubers to fucking pump this joint up, push this shit up over $10, $10, $15, unload some shares, do it again, rinse and repeat a few times, and I'll be able to raise the money I need to pay off the debts and have some liquidity to move forward. Just a possible scenario. Either way, all that aside, bottom line is I've been told, you have been told, Ken Griffin, Citadel are enemies. I've never seen tangible evidence of that. I've been told that Citadel Connect is being run as a dark pool. I've never seen any information that affirms that. Nothing. All I've seen is that Citadel and some other hedge funds have short positions or had short positions in this, which, like I said, if not for us, was a genius play. It's a smart money-making play. Hedge funds do it all the time with dying companies, and we showed up and saved it and stopped it, prevented it. No one could have saw that coming. No one. But that's the whole thing. I'm, of the narrative now that these guys are full of shit. Pretty much everything they tell you is either a repeat of something or some bullshit DD that has no verifiable, tangible evidence. Pretty much everything they say is just to get you to click on shit. And I just was like, you know what, I'm going to verify this real quick. I just want to look into this and see if it's even from this year or whatever, which it is. It's from May of this year, which is, roughly a month, maybe less, after that filing was initially proposed. And it just goes over a lot of stuff in a lot of the filings that we've seen thus far this year. And a lot of stuff doesn't take place until like January anyway. But this shit as a whole, when I started actually reading it, this is literally when I've talked about wanting to start an organization for independent retail investors, to give them a voice, to give them, the ability to put together a proper, legal, professional-looking document like this to fight for what we want. 95% of this is exactly what I would have put in my document. Literally, 95 fucking percent of what is in this would have been in my document. They literally This whole thing is encouraging the SEC to put forth a lot of these filings and to regulate shit like the dark pools. I'm not saying this isn't some sort of ruse or whatever, but this does not make sense at all. We've been told for months now that Citadel is our enemy. They're doing all this nefarious shit. They're the reason this is the way that it is. They're the ones fucking us over. And this entire thing, as far as pertaining to retail and transparency and dark pools and payment for order flow, everything in this, they would be cutting their own balls off, basically, by sending this to the SEC, which they have already done. And this is, I am so upset with myself as someone who has been accused of some shit and had evidence to prove I didn't do anything, and then someone's lie fucking was enough, even with tangible evidence you could hear, hold, see, everything that proved I didn't fucking do it. I was still branded this bullshit thing because of somebody's words. They want to reduce fee caps. They want to regulate dark pools. And I mean, they emphasize shit. They emphasize it. Not only do they put it together, but they highlight the point they want to make. Reduce access fee caps by 50%. It's 30 cents per 100 shares for anything trading over $1 to 15 cents. Should save retail money. The Commission should re-examine regulation, ATSs or dark pools, with a view to ensuring that dark pools do not have inappropriate competitive advantages over exchanges when competing for order flow, including expanding the application of fair access and public display requirements. Meaning, we should be able to see exactly what the fuck happens in the dark pools. But we're literally sitting here saying Citadel's running a dark pool, hiding all our shit in there, and they are literally sending this document to the SEC. Granted, this happened before June 2nd, so, there's still a, case to be made in any direction, but it's the PFOF and price improvement. This whole thing literally talks about how PFOF needs to be transparent. It needs to give retail investors the choice to pick who they want their direct order flow to go to based on the merits of the market maker. Doesn't say gimme, 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 I want them all, blah, blah, blah. Says transparency needs to be there so that order routing decisions, can be transparent for us to make the right call where we want our shit to go. It's crazy. I'm just going to read it. We strongly believe the Commission should remain focused on ensuring that retail investors have access to all relevant information regarding the order routing decisions made by their broker-dealers so that they can make informed investment decisions and direct order flow on the merits. We recommend the Commission perform a comprehensive review of the 606 reports being published pursuant to the recently updated rules and propose any necessary enhancements to further increase the transparency of PFOF arrangements. Guys, this is literally what I want. This is what I got in this fight for. And I'm being told that this is my enemy, but my enemy is apparently fighting the same fight I'm trying to fight. I am so down for PFOF when done in this manner, when done like this, where it's transparent. It is a wonderful tool for new investors. It is a fabulous tool for seasoned investors. My first account was a TD account, then an IBKR account. Not exactly the friendliest for trading on the go on my phone. And I decided, fuck it, I'll download a Robinhood account, check it out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Stupid convenient. Very easy. My negatives for Robinhood is I don't like how easy it is for people to obtain options trading without being educated properly on it. But that's really the only drawback. and how easy it is for people to set up margin accounts without understanding it. But I mean, if you actually have an understanding of markets and you've been trading before Robinhood, it really is a convenient fucking tool to trade. It is. And you get a card attached to it like most brokerages do, and you can use it basically like a bank. They give you interest on money sitting in your account. It just goes into a sweep account. It's honestly, I feel like, I almost feel like I've been brainwashed to a point where I was trained to hate Citadel and trained to hate Robinhood. And I'm starting to wonder if there's a bigger thing behind this. Like, some people do not want the democratization of trading. Like, people would like this to remain the way it's been since its inception. Honestly, dead serious. No conspiracy shit, just all seriousness. Robinhood was not the only person to remove the buy button. They weren't. They were not. Almost every other broker did the same fucking thing. Almost all of them did. Robinhood, I seriously doubt, had the liquidity to handle the orders and whatever they had going on at that time when GME was breaking bad. They're a fairly new brokerage type platform. And I'm having a difficult time. I mean, they got there fine for what happened, but I'm finding it hard to believe the narrative that's been pushed. As someone who rarely believes what I read and see in the media anyway, everything I've heard in regard to this has all been read in the media. So I haven't actually done my own investigating to learn who my enemy is in Citadel and Ken Griffin, or Robinhood for that matter. I was told, PFOF is fucking bullshit and it's terrible and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it's really not. When done correctly, it's not. And this is something I'm going to dig more into. I'm going to be looking into this much further, and I'll make another video about it. This is not a final conclusion on anything. All I'm saying is I was told to hate Ken Griffin and Citadel and Robinhood, and I was told that they are fucking shit up. They work with a bunch of different market makers. A lot. It's not just Citadel Securities. And I'm over here condemning them for the spreads on their options. But they're working with a bunch of different market makers, and I don't know who the fuck's responsible for that spread, honestly. My initial reaction, well, it's Citadel, because that's who I'm being told is doing all this shit. And if you fucking read this, like, if you actually go through and read this, yeah, everything in here. They want T1. These guys have literally told you, oh, Citadel and all them would hate to see us move from T2 to T1 or 0. They want it like T30. No, they know that T1 is easily implementable now, and it could be, done by the start of next year, no problem. And they're asking for it. The Commission should endorse and oversee industry efforts to move to T1 settlement. I want it to be T0. I know it can be T0. The tech is there for it to be T0, either handled at the end of the day, or, they could have the shit fucking completed immediately for the most part. But if you go through and read this, they want real-time public reporting, like the repo market and shit. How vague that is, and we don't know exactly what's going on there. They want they want transparency across the fucking board. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense that they're the ones doing all this manipulative, crazy bullshit. Yet they sent this big ass fucking 20-some page very professionally done document to the SEC, and it's so much of it is what I want to see, literally. So I'm going to look into it more, but I just wanted people to be aware that I really think something bigger is going on here as a whole. And I'm going to try to figure it out. But this is not a document that a bad hedge fund who wants to fuck retail investors over puts out. It's just not. It isn't. It is not. This is like, seriously, when I'm like, man, we don't have anyone giving us a voice, blah, blah, blah. I mean, so much of this is what I would have had in my document. So we'll see. Maybe it's a ruse. Maybe June 2nd came and they were like, you know what? Fuck it, man. We better take advantage of all this shit while we can because we just sent that document back in May. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to be looking into this more. And see, here we are. We're at 21 fucking minutes. I can't. It's impossible to talk about. I'm at a crossroads trying to figure out which way to go with it. I will bring more information as I can, but I highly, highly encourage everyone to go read this, please. Just Google OTC Derivatives Citadel May 2021. This will pop up. I'm out.